Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Reactor, and this is Quinn, and today's article comes from livescience.com and says, Frog may teach humans how to regrow limbs. I think they do mean frogs. I'm standing by what I originally said, because I don't think they're trying to make it seem like a frog is a teacher. And that's
or there's just like one frog.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, dudes, like, look how I can regrow my limbs. I'll show you how. No, it's not what it is. People with severed limbs, spinal cord injuries, and other traumatic wounds may someday be able to regrow lost nerves and tissue with the help of sodium, a new study suggests. Oh, yeah, they just need to eat salt. Who knew? No. By using drugs to prompt a flood of sodium ions into injured nerve cells, biologists from Tufts University were able to regenerate severed tadpole tails. Wow. Complex appendages containing spinal cord, muscle, and other tissue. The study will be published tomorrow, September 29th, in the Journal of Neuroscience. Oh, this is an old article. Whatever. It's still relatively new news to me. We certainly feel this will be relevant for human medicine, said lead researcher Michael Levin, the director of the Center of Regenerative and Developmental Biology at Tufts. The Center for Regenerative and Developmental Biology? So this dude focuses on regenerating limbs? The name of the game is to control the ionic content of the wound, which is able to kickstart the whole process of regeneration. You can initiate the whole cascade of repair. So this sounds like some DIY stuff that someone could do at home, like mess around with sodium ions.
The first person that's able to regrow their limb on film, showing a sped up process of it, however long it takes, is going to have probably the most views of any video on YouTube ever.
I've actually considered that, like, how cool would it be if I had like a cut on my arm and I just connected a GoPro to my arm and for like a week,
let it
and
go.
Then time lapsed it healing. That would be pretty interesting to see.
It would be. I would watch that.
I just don't have the patience to walk around like that, or keep your arm on a table with a camera on it. Bring me water.
Inflicting the sort of wound you're talking about on yourself.
Well, I don't mean doing it to
proves
myself.
A little difficult, also.
I had wounded my arm when I got the idea. I was thinking about taking a razor blade and slashing myself open.
Oh, right. That makes sense.
Yeah. We certainly feel this will be relevant for human medicine, said lead researcher Michael Levin, director of the center. I already read that. Your recommended playlist. Like humans who can regrow fingertips only as children. Oh, I didn't know that.
I did not.
Yeah, that's crazy. Tadpoles lose the ability to regenerate their tails with age, the researchers said. In this study, so-called refractory tadpoles, which normally cannot regrow their tails, began growing a duplicate after an hour-long infusion of specific combination of drugs. Oh, I want to know what these drugs are. I like drugs. The frog tail is a good model for human regeneration, Levin said, because it repairs injury in the same way, with each tissue making more of itself. Tail regeneration takes about 7 days for both young and sodium-treated refractory tadpoles, he said. So I'm also wondering, why don't they study children? If children can regrow fingertips, I mean, we should probably be looking at what makes children do that, although it's probably the same thing. Right?
I'm guessing that at this point they've probably done human trials, whether it was sanctioned or not.
Yeah. I mean, what's stopping me from doing human trials? Cut off my fingertip to see if I can still regrow it?
No, I may have trouble finding research subjects.
Yeah. Well, myself. You have the best science is done on yourself.
Right.
What was it? Some dude gave himself, I don't even remember, but he gave himself like some disease to test his cure, and he won a Nobel Prize. Some story like that. I don't know. It was important to note, the researchers said, that the tadpoles could regenerate their tails as late as 18 hours after amputation, after a scar-like lesion had formed. This could have significant implications for treating wounds sustained in war and may be applicable to many complex organs and tissues. This is really interesting, actually. You always want to get the patient on as early as possible, Levin told My Health News Daily. The question is, how late will this work? We don't know. My guess is that with appropriate treatment of the wound, we'll be able to kickstart regeneration. Levin said the method breaks down new ground in biomedicine because it requires no gene therapy, which attempts to cure diseases or regrow tissue by inserting normal DNA into cells. Without recreating the appendage from scratch, we provide the host organism a signal to do it from scratch, Levin said. The use of electrical signals to enhance regeneration is applicable to every species. And any organism knows that shape it should be, and it takes steps to get back to where it used to be. Yeah, your DNA knows what it wants.
Somebody was talking about, just the other night, how Bruce Lee, after workouts, would electrocute himself slightly. He would put electric current through his muscles to try to heal it faster, and this person that was talking to me believed, was saying that some people believed that Bruce Lee's death was enhanced by he was generating too much energy in his system that his organs couldn't take it because he was putting out so much energy.
Because he was like a Saiyan.
He was on allegedly doing drugs also, which probably amped it up even further.
Well, like what's the word? Steroids?
I don't know what I'm not really.
Yeah,
sure.
I don't think he was on steroids. That dude was too cut and small. He was like
perfectly
ripped.
But I believe he was taking like some kind of amphetamine mixed with something else.
Oh, yeah.
Something. But
though he could not predict when, Levin said he envisions a day when people with traumatic injuries can regrow their lost parts by having them bathed in specific fluids and bioelectronics. In the case of severed arms or legs, for example, a container could be affixed over the wound to achieve this. He said, yeah, like walk around with like your arm growing.
Right.
Like Deadpool. You see Deadpool where he had the little legs? Levin said this tissue regrowth method could be simpler and more effective than others under research, such as the use of stem cells. Using stem cells is like having a big box of parts, he said. But how do you arrange stem cells into a 3D structure? They're nowhere near ready to do that. The study was funded by the National Institutes of Health, the National Highway Safety Administration, the Department of Defense, and the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. This article is private, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's it. But I really want to mess around with this. I would love to figure out exactly what their experiment is. I guess the only problem is they were cutting the tails off tadpoles, which is insanely cruel. This is like inhumane stuff they have to do to test this kind of stuff. But they could, you can't really go out looking for animals that are missing limbs to help them, which would also would be completely opposite of cutting limbs off of animals.
From what they've found with tadpoles, at this point they could only do it with fresh wounds. So if someone
no. Well, he said, like after with scar tissue, it appeared to me that he was saying it wasn't an issue. I don't know where to find it. But
either way, I know plenty of people that would benefit from if this is real now, and I want to look more into it. I know plenty of people that I know one guy's missing a leg, I know one guy that's missing a hand, and I know one guy that's missing half of his arm. So
regrowing a finger would be a lot easier than regrowing an arm, though.
Right.
But yeah, I found it. It's regenerate their tails as late as 18 hours after amputation, after a scar-like lesion had formed. So even with scarring, this is impressive. People don't really think about the things that we're capable of, in technological terms. People automatically assume things are impossible. You can't regrow a limb. That's just science. We know that.
Right.
Who says? We can do anything we want. We can cure death. But I find it really weird, speaking of death, that everyone assumes death is inescapable. I don't if I was Bill Gates, I'd be having huge labs created trying to figure out how to stop death. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think why not? If you have the money to figure that out, try to figure it out.
Yeah, but my point is that one of the biggest obstacles for technological advancement is humans not thinking forward. Assuming things are permanent, and I guess some people like this guy are working to figure out things that seem crazy and impossible, but nothing is impossible.
Yeah, I think some people just know that it just really doesn't matter. Just live your life and die, and they just don't care.
Yeah.
Not everyone wants eternal life.
Some people just want to go to the bar on the weekend and go to work on the weekdays.
Right.
Yeah, people just don't think about it. I think about it all the time. All the stuff that can be invented.
I think when everybody's young, they want to live forever, or think they're going to live forever, and then everybody who's old thinks, when it's my time, I'll go. I've been here a really long time. If you talk to a person that's in their 80s, 90s, they're like, I've been here a tremendous long time. You have no idea.
I think humans evolved a way to ignore or deny death. Because once you're as smart as a human and you understand that death is inescapable, you have to cope with that somehow. Because I feel like that would be an obstacle for sentient beings. Once they realize they're going to die, whoa, what? What's going on here?
Right.
But you have anything else you want to say?
Don't they grow haven't they grown organs on rodents?
I know they've grown. Yeah.
That's
Or they've grown ears. Yeah.
ears. Yeah.
Pretty sure. Or they grew a dick on a mouse or something.
Did they?
Yeah. South Park did that too.
Okay.
Or I mean, they highlighted it.
I think that it's awesome trying to. I just think it's awesome if they can regrow limbs.
Yeah.
They should do it.
And it's not even limbs, actually. Like, if you think about it, people who have nerve damage, you know?
That too,
This,
yeah.
And that would be
Yeah.
even an easy fix for this. You want to grow an arm? We can do it, but, you know, you want to regrow nerves? Yeah, no problem. Like, it's like,
That would be amazing.
I'll give you a shot, and your nerves will be regrown in a week. That would be amazing.
Yeah, seriously.
Or we can kill your nerves with a different shot now, so you don't feel pain. Yeah, if you couldn't feel pain, you would die probably, right? Yeah, I feel like that's true.
Don't know.
Yeah, so you have anything else? Yeah, so that's it for the article. This is actually pretty amazing. It's a little bit old, like a month-old article, but I don't know. Yeah, this is... we're not going to hear about this again for like 5 years when they have a slightly more advanced news to give us. Like, you know, like, oh, we were able to do it in a raccoon now. You know, I bet it's going to be real slow technology, which is sad because I really want it to be here now. But yeah, that's it for the article. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Let us know what you think in the comments by writing a comment. And check out our Patreon link in the description if you want to help us, because that'd be awesome. Thanks for watching.